My beloved child, come close and listen carefully, because I want to speak peace into the places where fear has tried to make its home. I know how long you have been waiting. I have seen the silent prayers that never reached another person's ears, the tears that fell when no one was watching, and the moments when you smiled on the outside while your heart quietly carried burdens too heavy to explain. Nothing about your journey has been hidden from me. I know every disappointment that made you question whether your future would ever change. I know every door that closed just as you thought it was finally opening. I know the dreams that seemed to fade because time passed without the answers you hoped for. Yet today I want you to remember one unchanging truth. My love for you has never been delayed, and my purpose for your life has never been forgotten. The waiting season you have been walking through has not been empty. Even when you believed nothing was happening, I was working in ways your eyes could not yet see. I was strengthening your faith when you thought you were simply surviving. I was shaping your character while you believed you were standing still. I was preparing your heart for blessings that require wisdom, humility, and complete dependence upon me. Never believe that your prayers disappeared into silence. Every prayer reached my heart, and every cry was heard with compassion. I have been moving pieces together in ways no human mind could arrange. Some doors remained closed because they would have led you away from the purpose I designed for you. Some opportunities ended because they were too small compared with what I am preparing ahead. My child, you often see only today's circumstances, but I see your entire journey from beginning to end. I know the people you will meet, the opportunities that will come, the lessons you still need to learn, and the victories waiting beyond this present season. That is why I ask you to trust me, even when my timing does not match your expectations. Trust is not built when everything is easy. Trust grows strongest when you continue believing, even though the answer has not yet appeared. Think about the many times I have already carried you through situations that once seemed impossible. There were moments when you believed you had reached the end of your strength, yet somehow you found the courage to take one more step. That courage came from me. There were dangers you never noticed because my hand was protecting you. There were disappointments that later became blessings because I redirected your path. There were relationships I allowed to end because they could not accompany you into the future I prepared for you. Looking back now, you can already see pieces of my faithfulness, even if you could not recognize them in the moment. In the same way, one day you will understand why this season unfolded exactly as it did. My child, do not compare your life with anyone else's. Comparison steals peace because it causes you to focus on another person's timeline instead of my perfect plan for your own life. Every person walks a different journey. Every purpose unfolds according to the wisdom I have placed within it. Someone else's blessing is not evidence that I have forgotten you. Their harvest does not delay yours. Just as flowers bloom in different seasons while remaining equally beautiful, I have appointed the right season for every promise I have spoken over your life. If you continue walking faithfully, your season will arrive exactly when your heart is ready to receive it. I know waiting has tested your patience. There were days when discouragement whispered that nothing would ever change. There were nights when fear tried to convince you that your prayers were being ignored. Do not listen to those voices. Listen instead to my promises. My promises are stronger than your fears, greater than your doubts, and more certain than your circumstances. The world changes every day, but my word remains forever. I have never abandoned those who place their trust in me, and I will not begin with you. Continue seeking me each morning before fear has a chance to speak. Fill your mind with hope instead of anxiety. Speak words of faith instead of defeat. Choose gratitude even while you are still waiting, because gratitude opens your heart to recognize my goodness in places you might otherwise overlook. There are blessings surrounding you today that you have not yet noticed because your attention has been fixed upon what has not yet arrived. Pause and remember the breath in your lungs, the strength I have already restored, the people who love you, the lessons that have made you wiser, and the opportunities that still lie before you. Every one of these is evidence that my hand has remained upon your life. I have never stopped providing for you. Even in seasons when resources seemed limited, my grace was enough to sustain you. Even when your path seemed uncertain, I continued guiding your steps one day at a time. You did not reach this moment by accident. You arrived here because my faithfulness carried you farther than your own strength ever could. My beloved child, as you move forward, release the burden of trying to control every outcome. Some things belong only in my hands. When you surrender your worries to me, you make room for my peace to settle deeply within your heart. My peace is not dependent upon perfect circumstances. It remains steady because it comes from my unchanging presence. Let that peace guard your thoughts when fear returns. Let it remind you that I am already working in tomorrow while you are living today. Continue taking faithful steps even when they seem small. Every act of obedience matters. Every sincere prayer matters. Every decision to forgive instead of holding bitterness matters. Every choice to love instead of becoming hardened matters. These are the seeds that will produce a harvest far greater than you can imagine. Do not become weary in doing good simply because the results are not yet visible. The harvest always comes after the season of planting. Remain faithful, remain humble, and remain hopeful. Soon you will discover that the season you once wanted to escape became the very season that prepared you for the life I had planned all along. Hold tightly to my promises, because I am leading you toward a future filled with hope, purpose, renewed strength, and opportunities that will remind you once again that I have always been faithful. Walk forward with confidence, my beloved child, because your waiting has never been meaningless. Your faith has never gone unnoticed, and my plans for your life are still unfolding with perfect wisdom and unfailing love. My beloved child, if you could see even a small glimpse of what I am doing beyond what your eyes can perceive, your heart would no longer be filled with fear. You would understand that heaven has never been silent and that my hands have never been still. Every day, while you have been wondering whether your prayers have reached me, I have been arranging circumstances, preparing opportunities, opening hearts, and guiding events that will unfold at exactly the right moment. Nothing in your life has happened without my knowledge, and nothing you have entrusted to me has been forgotten. I know there were times when you questioned whether your faith was strong enough, because the answer did not come as quickly as you expected. You wondered if you had somehow disappointed me, or if your mistakes had placed distance between us. But my child, my love has never depended on your perfection. I chose you knowing every weakness, every failure, every fear, and every struggle you would face. My grace has always been greater than your shortcomings, and my mercy has always been available to those who come to me with humble hearts. Stop allowing guilt from yesterday to steal the hope I have prepared for today. I have already offered forgiveness where you continue to carry condemnation. Release those burdens into my hands, because they were never meant to define your future. I have called you forward, not backward. The enemy wants your attention fixed on what you cannot change, but I invite your eyes to focus on the promises that still lie ahead. Remember that my plans for you are filled with hope and purpose. Even when the road seems uncertain, I already know where every step will lead. There are blessings I have reserved for you that require patience before they can be fully received. If they arrive too soon, they could become burdens instead of gifts. That is why I prepare your heart before I place greater responsibilities into your hands. I care not only about what I give you, but also about who you become while receiving it. Character is more valuable than comfort, and faith developed through perseverance will sustain you long after temporary success fades away. My beloved child, do not become discouraged because others appear to move ahead more quickly than you. The world often celebrates speed, but I value steady faithfulness. A tree with deep roots may take longer to grow, yet it remains standing when storms arrive. In the same way, I have been strengthening your foundation so that future challenges will not shake the peace I am building within you. The lessons you are learning today will become the wisdom that guides you tomorrow. Every disappointment has taught compassion. Every delay has taught patience. Every unanswered question has taught dependence upon my voice instead of your own understanding. These are treasures that cannot be taken away because they are becoming part of who you are. I also want you to stop measuring your life by visible results alone. Some of the greatest victories begin long before anyone can see them. A transformed heart is a miracle. Choosing forgiveness after deep hurt is a miracle. Finding peace in the middle of uncertainty is a miracle. Continuing to trust me after disappointment is a miracle. Do not overlook these quiet works simply because they are not celebrated by the world. Heaven rejoices whenever your heart chooses faith instead of fear. Continue to seek me each day, not only when you need answers, but because you desire my presence. Spend time with me in prayer, allowing your heart to become still enough to recognize my guidance. Read my word, for it is a lamp that will illuminate each step of your journey. You do not need to know the entire path before taking the next faithful step. Trust that I will reveal what you need when you need it. My guidance is always sufficient for the moment you are living in. My child, there are people I am bringing into your life who will encourage your purpose, strengthen your faith, and remind you that you are never alone. There are also relationships I am gently removing because they no longer align with the future I have prepared for you. Do not resist every ending. Some endings are acts of my protection, making room for healthier beginnings. Trust me enough to release what I ask you to let go of, because I never remove something valuable without knowing what is truly best for your life. Continue loving others with kindness, even when they fail to understand you. Continue serving with humility, even when no one applauds your efforts. Continue speaking words that build others up instead of tearing them down. These choices reflect my heart, and through them I will use your life to encourage many people. One day someone will hear your testimony and discover hope, because they will realize that if I remained faithful to you through your hardest season, I can remain faithful to them as well. Never underestimate the power of a life surrendered to me. Your faithfulness today may become another person's encouragement tomorrow. As you move into this new season, let go of anxiety and embrace confidence in my promises. Refuse to allow worry to control your thoughts. Whenever fear begins to whisper, answer it with truth. Whenever doubt tries to enter your heart, remember how many times I have already carried you through what once seemed impossible. I have never abandoned you, and I never will. My presence will go before you, my peace will remain within you, and my strength will uphold you when your own strength feels exhausted. Keep walking forward one step at a time. Keep praying with expectation. Keep believing with confidence. Keep loving with generosity. Keep forgiving with freedom. The work I have begun in your life is still unfolding, and every day brings you closer to the purpose I have lovingly prepared for you. Soon you will look back and realize that the season you once called a delay was actually the foundation of the greatest testimony I was writing in your life. Remain faithful, my beloved child, because I am still working behind the scenes, and my plans for you are far more beautiful than anything you can currently imagine. My beloved child, as you receive these words, I want you to lift your eyes beyond today's circumstances and begin to see your future through the promises I have spoken over your life, instead of through the fears that have tried to hold you back. For too long, you have allowed uncertainty to steal your peace, disappointment to weaken your confidence, and delays to make you question whether I was still leading you. But today I remind you that I have never left your side. From the very first step of your journey until this present moment, my hand has been guiding you with love, wisdom, and purpose. Every season has served a reason, even the ones that brought tears instead of smiles. Every challenge has carried a lesson that comfort could never teach. Every obstacle has strengthened your faith in ways you could not recognize while you were walking through it. Now I invite you to stop looking behind and begin walking forward with confidence. Do not carry the weight of yesterday into the future I have prepared for you. I have already provided grace for your past, strength for your present, and hope for your tomorrow. The mistakes that once filled you with regret do not define who you are in my eyes. I see the person you are becoming, not only the person you have been. I see a heart that has learned to trust me more deeply. I see someone who has continued praying even when answers seemed delayed, who has continued believing even when circumstances appeared impossible, and who has continued standing even after countless disappointments. That faith has not gone unnoticed. Every quiet act of obedience has been precious in my sight. Every moment you chose forgiveness instead of bitterness, kindness instead of anger, hope instead of despair, and faith instead of fear, became another step toward the purpose I have prepared for your life. Never believe that these choices were small, because heaven celebrates every heart that reflects my love. My beloved child, there will soon be opportunities before you that you once believed would never come. Some will arrive quietly, while others will surprise you completely. When those moments come, do not allow fear to convince you that you are unworthy. If I open a door, walk through it with humility and confidence, knowing that I will also provide everything you need for the journey ahead. I never call my children into a purpose without also giving them the wisdom, courage, and strength to fulfill it. Trust that my grace will be sufficient for every new responsibility. There will be times when you still cannot see the entire path before you, but you do not need to know every step in advance. You only need to trust the one who is leading you. My light will always be enough for the next step, and as you continue walking in faith, I will reveal what you need at the right time. Refuse to allow fear to become louder than my promises. The voices of doubt will always try to distract you, but my truth remains unchanged. I have called you to live with hope, not hopelessness, with courage, not fear, with peace, not constant worry. Let my word become the foundation upon which you build every decision. When confusion surrounds you, seek my wisdom before listening to the opinions of the world. When anxiety begins to rise, remember the countless times I have already carried you through situations that once seemed impossible. The same faithfulness that sustained you yesterday will sustain you tomorrow, because I do not change. My love is constant. My mercy is new every morning, and my promises remain secure forever. As you enter this new season, become someone who reflects my heart wherever you go. Speak words that encourage those who feel discouraged. Show compassion to those who feel forgotten. Forgive those who have wronged you, not because they deserve it, but because forgiveness sets your own heart free. Let your life become a testimony of my goodness so that others will see my light through the way you live. There are people around you who are searching for hope without even realizing it, and I desire to use your story to remind them that I remain faithful in every season. Never underestimate the influence of a life surrendered to me. Sometimes the greatest sermons are preached, not with words, but with quiet acts of love, patience, generosity, and unwavering faith. Continue to pray with expectation instead of fear. Continue to thank me before you see the answer, because gratitude is an expression of faith that believes I am working even before the miracle becomes visible. Continue serving faithfully where I have placed you today, knowing that faithfulness in small things prepares you for greater opportunities tomorrow. Do not rush ahead of my timing, and do not become discouraged if everything does not happen at once. The strongest trees do not grow overnight, and the deepest faith is formed through steady trust over time. Be patient with yourself as I continue shaping your heart. You are still growing, still learning, and still becoming the person I created you to be. My work within you is not finished, and every new day brings another opportunity to walk closer with me. Before you leave this message, I want you to release every fear that has been keeping you awake at night. Give me every unanswered question, every broken dream, every disappointment, every worry about the future, and every burden that has become too heavy for you to carry. Place them into my hands and trust that I know exactly what to do with each one. You were never meant to carry them alone. I will replace your fear with my peace, your weakness with my strength, your uncertainty with my wisdom, and your discouragement with renewed hope. Lift your head, my beloved child, because the story I am writing over your life is far from over. The chapters ahead are filled with opportunities to experience my faithfulness in ways greater than you have ever imagined. Continue walking by faith. Continue seeking my presence each day. Continue believing my promises even when you cannot yet see them fulfilled. And continue resting in the confidence that I am always working for your good. One day you will look back over this entire season and realize that every delay, every tear, every prayer, and every step of faith led you exactly where I intended you to be. Until that day arrives, keep your heart fixed on me, for I am your shepherd, your protector, your provider, and your everlasting hope. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you, and my love for you will remain unshaken through every season of your life. Walk forward with courage, knowing that I go before you, I walk beside you, and I will faithfully complete the good work I have begun in you. May my peace guard your heart, my wisdom guide your steps, my favor surround your life, and my unfailing love remind you every single day that your waiting has not been in vain, because I have been preparing something far greater than you ever imagined. Amen.